Hello there. Welcome to Really Random Recreation, also known as Re. This time I'll be creating some art based off of a game I played a lot during my teenage years. This game is called S4 League. It stands for Stylish Esper Shooting Sports. It's supposed to have four S's, so that's why the S4, but Esper doesn't start with an S, but that's what they called it. It was a third-person shooter game created by Pentavision, which also had a hexagon as the logo. They've been renamed to NeoWizMuka, and they're a Korean video game developer with and also a recording studio, well known for their DJ Max series rhythm game. So S4 League was this futuristic anime-styled shooter with very interesting clothing designs. Most notably, they had kind of a cyberpunk streetwear and techwear kind of feel to it. And also a very interesting mechanic where they had this SP bar, which allowed you to do different tricks such as jumping off walls consecutively. And you can combine that with dashes. And this allowed for a very unique and fluid movement across the map. I would probably liken this kind of movement somewhat similar to parkour. And this was one of the integral elements to this game. There were basically two modes in this game when it first started. There was Team Deathmatch, where you were just competing to get the most kills and hit the kill target. And there was a more cooperative team game called Touchdown. So this Touchdown mode was basically a combination of American football, football or soccer, and also capture the flag. What you would do in this Touchdown mode was their mascot character called a Pumby in the middle, and both teams would rush to the middle to grab the Pumby and try to bring it to the opposing team's goalpost. So how you would go about this is the first team who gets to it would have kind of obtained the Pumby, and the opposing team would try to basically eliminate you and put you back into respawn, so that they would have some breathing room in order to rush the Pumby into the goalpost. You would basically drop the Pumby if you were eliminated, and this would kind of go on for a set duration of time and at the end, whichever team scored the most would win. This unique game mode also, I think, would have developed into a pretty good esports title, as it combined teamwork and cooperation with the movement method, which allowed for a lot of creative uses that people developed over the years, moving over different obstacles or getting around the map fastest, while also allowing for people to figure out new tricks to do with it. And it would just kind of develop into kind of more and more of a skill set that someone would have. The way they made the game also made it pretty good for kind of the broadcasting of what you see nowadays in a lot of esports, where you could spectate the game and be able to look at where everyone is and be able to follow specific players along the map. It also had very bright, colorful, flashy designs and moves, which probably would have incorporated into the esports scene really well these days, and it would be pretty interesting to watch and be able to see different players use their different techniques that they have honed in order to make things happen, essentially. This game also had a multitude of weapons. They started off with around probably 10 weapons or so, a combination of different types of futuristic guns and swords as their main weapons. And using these things, you could gain a advantage over the other team. And also there were certain special skills that you could have, such as increasing your skill bar, so that you could run for a longer duration or do more flips and dashes, or having wings to fly, an anchor skill, which pulled you along, kind of like Batman's, what do you call that? His grappling hook, or a block in order to kind of block off certain passages so that other teams couldn't get through. So, one of the downfalls of this game was that it started out as free to play, which was really good. And they basically monetized through cosmetics, where people could spend money to buy more items and different looks in order to make their characters look better and have a really nice feel. The problem was that not only did they have cosmetic additions, they also increased the damages, the damage stats of your weapons. So basically, you would have this pay to win strategy start coming up. Although you could overcome it with skill, but if you have someone who is already very skillful with more damage, then you're probably more likely to lose. And as this pay to win kind of theme came along, there was also a major increase in hacking activity. So with poor management and lack of tools to negate the hacking, this game probably eventually died out quite a bit, although there's still remnants of players that have their own private servers, and there seems to be a team that's trying to bring it back. So this here is a depiction of what my character might have looked like while I was playing the game. You have kind of the anime style with the spiky hair, and also kind of a very dapper looking suit and a giant sword. Unfortunately, I tried changing the face and I think I basically made it worse. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and also maybe you'll check out some clips from S4 League and get a glimpse of the joys I had while playing it. Thanks for checking out this video. See you next time.